Welcome back. We're live. We're going to run through a few things today. I'm going to start with the GSL Worlds in Panama last week. Steve's in the C lost their first game and battled all the way back to third place. Good luck to them, or congratulations to them. I can only imagine how hot it was. You ever played out there in August, or you just been down there for WSL?
I've just been down there for WSL, but the year we finished second, I think we had to play 6 or 7 games on Sunday on a turf, and it was brutal.
Okay.
Now, does Steve is a third place? Does that get bumped, or is it just top two?
I think it's just top 10%, so I think they're good. So there's only, I don't know, 9 teams, 8 teams, something like that. Yeah, 8 teams. So I think they're good. The D, Legacy finished second. Congrats to them. That's a good showing for both teams. So I think that would be a bump for them. So they're planning on playing C anyways. So no big deal. Congrats to them.
It
Um,
just it sucks finishing second and getting bumped, man. It's happened to me at least 3 times
really,
without winning one, getting bumped. It's you make a good run and then you get basically penalized.
right. So looks like they forced the game too. So congrats. I forgot to check on our TCS boys or TSC boys. How'd they finish up? They were down there, right? Am I
I
wrong?
think they were down there. The zoo was down there, I believe.
There they are. Looks like they might have went uh, one game of winter bracket, and looks like they went 1 and 2. Um, and then the zoo looks like they had a similar showing.
I want to say they went 2-2, but I'm not positive.
2 and 2. Okay. I should have had this researched. I apologize. Yeah, 1 and 2 looks like. So I always say, like I say, if you can make it to the world tournament, you've had a good year because so many teams fold along the way, and it's being a manager. It's difficult. It's difficult to get a team all the way through. All right, Hayes is supposed to be on at some point, so somebody can bug him. Um, I'll I'll circle over to this WSL tournament where you played in last week.
Good old Armco Park. First time
Um,
I've been up there in a couple years.
how was it looking?
Infields were nice. I didn't see many bad hops. Um, batters boxes for right-handers were a little rough, but left-handers no problem.
So typical.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I always like that park. I mean, I like the infields. I feel like everything's pretty smooth and plays true, but I do hear some complaints. But I've never understood it. Looks like you guys finished third. Oh, there he is. What up, Hayes?
What up?
We're about to talk about this scuffle. Were you there for this, Hayes?
No, I heard about it. I heard my boy Alex Green drop somebody.
Okay. So yeah. So looks like you guys got to the F game, OTF, Smash Bros. What was your version of the story, Mister Rhino?
What was that?
So we lost in the
Where's
winners
my
bracket
phone?
finals. We're waiting to play OTF, and you can tell as the game started, both teams were just exhausted. OTF was shorthanded. I think a couple of their guys are playing in the corn boil. And basically, the talk before the game was whoever wins this game is probably going to end up double dipping the Woodpeckers because both teams that played them played their absolute worst. Um, Nothing was said until the bottom of the fourth inning. It was 5-1. We were up. We had a guy on first, hit a ball in the gap, and right fielder made a fantastic play. Went a long way, ran it down, but then he said something stupid. He starts yelling and screaming, "You better know who the fuck I am. I don't drop fly balls." I mean, when you say something stupid, at that point, it's psychological warfare. So I just
I,
looked at him and I said, "Buddy, you're an outfielder. I hope you don't drop fly balls." "Fuck you, you fat motherfucker." Okay, okay.
hey, is this the you talking about OTF boys?
Yeah.
Hey, they're good young ball players, but these boys, the way they run their mouths is unreal.
I mean,
hey, there's some assholes, man. They need to learn how to run their mouths because they get too serious and they don't know how to do it the right way. If you're gonna talk, I understand talking. Believe me, anybody knows me knows I understand talking, but I do it on the field. Off the field, it's a completely different story. But they're the first ones to call you a bitch, tell you they're going to shoot you. Just crazy shit that does not make sense to me at all.
So Ron is telling the story here. So the outfielder doesn't drop fly balls, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty standard for most outfielders, but hey, what do I know? I mean, and I know it's hard to believe, but back in my day, I made a play or two, and I don't ever remember getting up and started screaming about the play I just made. Like, I can't imagine Garrett Blevins makes a diving play in the hole and gets up and starts screaming about what a great play it was.
I've never seen it.
That Dyke can play.
So Danny Lovelace leads off the top of the fifth. He pops up the center. Nothing gets said. The kid who made the good play in right field, he comes up. He hits a weak fly ball to right field. Well, you just gave my whole team shit for a great play that you made. So I just said, hey, buddy, my right fielder don't drop fly balls either. Apparently, I'm nothing but a fat fucking podcaster, and he's got something for me and this and that. So, okay. The next guy, I can almost guarantee he didn't do it on purpose because he was a young kid and I've never seen him before, and he was awfully quiet. But the first pitch, he hit one at me. And before I caught it, I yelled, threw it to first base, start walking up the field. The next thing I see, I happen to turn around, and I see our third baseman with his glove on his hand walking, and I see the Alex Green kid walking towards him. But I didn't hear, in Alex Green's defense, I didn't hear him say a word the entire game. So I have no clue what transpired between him and the third baseman, what they said to each other, if anything was said. And then it was like it was in slow motion. I saw a punch that looked like my 6-year-old would throw at me. A looping, long hook. That's one of them, like, playful, like you can just kind of stick your left hand up and block it and then counter with a right that you're playing with like a 5 or 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And it hit him. And when it hit him, you ever played Mike Tyson's Punch Out back in the day?
Of course.
Dude, it looked, when he hit him, it looked like you hit Glass Joe and he wobbled a couple times before he went down.
That's what Peachy said. Said it was ooh.
And then, like, when he kept trying to get up, it was like that thing too where he count to 8, he tried to get up and then he'd fall back down. He'd count to 8, try to get up, fall back down. It was like I looked at my girl and I'm like, is he joking around? Like, it was something like you hit him and it looked like you should have said, is that all you got? But the fact that he didn't throw a great punch and it had that much damage tells me that guy had no idea it was coming. So after that, we didn't retaliate, didn't say a word. One, back to these guys, we're trying to drag this guy into the dugout. And next thing we know, we're getting ready to thinking we're playing the next game. Well, the tournament director says it's a double forfeit. So at that point, I'm like, what? Double forfeit for what? We didn't throw a punch. We didn't do anything. He deliberately lied to my face saying it's a WSL bylaw that if a punch is thrown, both teams double forfeit. So me being kind of the asshole that I am, I said, so you're telling me that if I'm losing a game that I have no chance of winning, and I want to make sure that the team that's beating me doesn't get a chance to complete this tournament, all I've got to do is walk up and punch somebody and they're kicked out of the tournament too? He said, yes. I said, you're lying. You're an absolute liar. There's no possible way that's in the WSL bylaws. Sure enough, I asked Chuck and Roger. They said, absolutely not. That's not a WSL rule. So that tells me this dude just wanted to get this day over with and he wanted to get out of there. Now, I like 90% of the OTF guys. They don't bother me. I'm cool with them. They don't say a word. We play hard. But man, I don't understand the young kids nowadays. I guess I never will.
Like I said, I like all them boys. They're fun to play with, but that's always been my biggest gripe whenever I do is just the way that the few of them, they're cool people too. I mean, it's hard to, but like I said, it's always been my biggest gripe. It's just the way that they the shit they talk is just crazy. Like we were playing Bellamy and then the first game of the Open of the Metro. And they were sitting there telling them they were going to shoot them and all kinds of shit. And I was just like, y'all can't be doing that, man. Like, where has that ever been a place for anybody to say anything in softball that you're going to shoot somebody? So, yeah, I mean, I can understand, but at the same time, like, I heard the whole thing about the guy walking over to Alex on the fence there right in front of their dugout. And I'm like, well, you're going to walk over there and say you ain't going to call me a bitch no more. I mean, you got to be expecting something to come at you.
But, I mean, he didn't walk over to the fence because it happened in the middle of the field.
Right. Well, so, okay, what I was told is, I mean, as he said, she said, I was heard from Peachy, who plays at OTF every weekend. Their third baseman said that Alex was up on the fence and he walked over to him, and then that's when it happened. So, like I said, I wasn't there. It's unfortunate. It's stupid. But sounds like a common theme this year in softball. Maybe that's why I don't play as much as I used to.
Yep. But yeah, if you'd have seen the punch and the
yeah, from what it sounds like third baseman needs to get that jaw, a little bit tougher. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but if you don't know a punch is coming and you're not looking for it, it's kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. We're on separate sides of the fence right here, Rhino.
I mean, I don't listen. It was quite embarrassing.
Oh, like I believe me, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not defending my guy, but yeah, it was a bad look. Bad look for sure, not being able to get up. But he's claiming he had. I mean, even 3, 4, 5 minutes after the fact, he had no idea what was going on. He's like, "What in the world just happened?"
He might have hit him with the old William. What is it? The old English dude. He put the brass knucks on him and snuck him real quick, put him back into the shorts. I get it.
I'm telling you, this would be like you fighting with your daughter, like slap boxing, and her throwing a right. That's how slow it was. It was like, yeah, I'm telling you, it was like in slow motion.
Oh, both my daughters have hands, though. It's crazy. So, I mean, I got you. I'm fucking with you right now.
But so, yeah, I didn't hear the Alex Green kids say word one that entire game.
Yeah, so I guess he was calling him a bitch or something like that, and he said, "You ain't gonna call me a bitch no more." And that's when he walked over to him. So, I mean, I don't know, but for you not hearing him, I don't know if he had his mask on so you couldn't hear him. But for you not to hear him, there was something going on then because he's not too shy when it comes to saying something.
Right, and he's usually the one that I hear constantly. The only one I heard was the right fielder yelling at me how fat I was. I'm like, dude, I hear that every day, so that has no effect on me.
Yeah, hey, motherfucker, feelings. We have feelings, okay? You can't be saying shit like that.
Right.
So, Hayes, you say you don't like how they talk shit, but you're known for talking shit. What's the difference? What would you call the difference in the way they do things?
I'm real witty about it. You know what I mean? Maybe when I was their age, I might have been calling you a bitch like that then, but I don't really use the bitch word because I don't like getting called that. And usually when I'm talking shit too, unless I usually have a smile on my face, and I think a lot of people understand the way that I do talk shit. They don't really take me too serious or try not to. And if you do, your feelings will get hurt. Whereas they are kind of like Zach Brown when he was 18 years old and said, "You're a bitch and he'll beat you up." You know what I mean? So it's a lot different. But like I said, they'll get older maybe one day and they just won't be like that. But then again, it might not.
I mean, the worst part is we were telling the right fielder what a great play he made.
He's a hell of a right fielder. Braden, he is a hell of a right fielder.
I try to tell his dad, like, dude, he needs to let other people tell him how good he is. He don't need to tell other people how good he is.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm not the one to preach anything about that because I will tell everybody in the ballpark that I'm the best hitter. So
Va checking in from Italy. Happy honeymoon, Va.
Jody Va, you're a legend.
Is his old lady Cambodian?
No, she's Vietnamese, I believe. I'm not the best at that kind of stuff, but she's Vietnamese. He's Cambodian. I'm not sure how that all mixes and matches, but they seem to be happy, so that's good.
Hey, I got a real quick question about the old chat thing.
Yeah.
So if it says Facebook users, I mean I don't know who they are, or I don't know I'm not friends with them.
No, I don't know why it does that, but if you want a certain comment, I have it up on the other side. You want me to?
Well, my thing is, it says Facebook user, and then it says Hayes with a trash can. I don't know who it is.
That
So,
was Galloway.
oh, speak. All right. We'll get there in a second. Galloway, you're a turd. You played in the Metro for me last year, dude. You went like 1 for 9. You fucking suck.
I watched it. I can confirm that.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Didn't I see a post from him last weekend about how he was excited he got to play softball this weekend?
Yeah, he was super. Yeah, he was super hard about it or something like that. I mean, but come on, bro. You can't be too happy if you're going 1 for 9 the last time you got off the couch.
Hey, he was just trying to redeem himself, man.
Hey, sometimes it gotta be like that.
So are we all buttoned up on the old OTF Smash Bros? Squabble?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like 90% of them guys, and I have, like I said, there wasn't word one said until the kid made a great play. So I have no idea where this all transpired from.
So it was with Smash Bros. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who they were playing. Okay. You play on like 6 teams now, right? I know, so I can't tell.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
So, all right. So we'll move on to the corn boil. Tell us about the corn boil. What is it? Why is it?
So the corn boil, a lot of people, it's back in the day, it used to be a lot bigger as far as team wise. It used to be awesome. You used to be able to get, back when I was real young, I used to have 30 plus teams in it. Teams of all kinds of all skill range in this. The last couple of years with them starting to do the GSL Worlds and everything, down and all around wherever. We don't get as many teams in. We get about 11 teams in. It's over at Turner's off of Hamilton Avenue down there by the sheriff's office. But Friday games, usually Saturday games, they got one field and it's down in like a little gully or valley or whatever. You know what I mean? So everybody's up on the hill watching you play. Sunday, you get the corn boil. That's what it is. They give you free corn the whole time. So it's pretty sweet. But tournament's 11 teams this year. It's 3 home runs with a hitter. After that, it's ending. About 300 fence to left and center. Right field is about 270. So a real short porch in right field. So kind of comes into factors quite a bit. The infield's super small, also another big factor. So you're probably, the bases are literally on the out, on the grass. So it's weird, lining up and all that, but and also swing whatever the hell you want down there. It's the Wild Wild West. I was swinging my black and red Freak 30 from a couple years, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. This thing is absolute gas. So swing whatever the hell you want down there. There's no testing. If you play 4-man, we will hit it past your pitcher. Do not cry about it because we do not give a shit. That's just the way it is. So we run into that every year. People hit at our pitchers. We don't cry about it. We just laugh and say, okay, let's play ball. So next year, if any team, we're looking for any come and play against us, whether it be one of you St. B losers that think that your tournament's better. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Bob Tracy, Galloway, Jarek. Any of you guys want to come over to the west side? I know you east siders are afraid of that, but if you want to, the invite's always welcome. So that's pretty much it.
So is it a fundraiser for them? I forget what the
yeah, I would say I guess it's a fundraiser for them. It's $3 to get in. You pay every day, but that's pretty much their one big money revenue thing that they do all year long. They have a lake, you can go fishing there. Like I said, it's a party for 3 days. It's a good ass time, but that's pretty much, I wouldn't say, I guess, a fundraiser for them. But
yeah. So looking at this championship picture, this looks like a team Galloway would usually play with.
Usually, and then I think he fell in love with Tommy Hedricks one time, and I don't know if they kissed or what happened, but he kind of just decided to start playing St. B's with them. But yeah, it's all, we have all been playing together for however long. We usually have a lot more of our buddies, but they always find their way to go play in a world tournament or something like that.
Gotcha. No Spilly?
Man, don't get me started. That kid, oh my God. First, I gotta fucking tell him that we need him this weekend, and that you give him your blessing to go play with us. You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, I'll be there. Friday morning, I guess he wakes up somehow on a boat on a lake without his knowledge, and you know what I mean. You know how it goes. He's just
hate it when that happens.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's a mess, but you know, whatever it is, what it is, we got it done. But
I mean, it's never happened to me that way, but I don't know if I'd be that mad if I woke up on a boat in the lake somewhere.
You know, I mean, I can understand not being upset about it, but you know, it's the other guys that aren't on that boat with you that you said you would be there to play, and you don't show up. You know what I mean?
Yep. So St. B, does anybody know about St. B? I know almost nothing about this tournament. I know it's one pitch and it's like a 7-game round robin, something like that.
Yeah, everybody always tells me they end up playing 9 games total.
Okay.
I guess, and then the right field's like 380 or left field's 380. It's like 410 to center, and then like 270 or 260 to right. So the field dimensions are real wacky, but it's unlimited home run. I'm pretty sure. I guess they just put a mat behind the plate or something like that, and it's just throw it and you hit the plate or hit the mat. It's a strike. So
okay.
I'm 100% sure. Like I've never been able to play in it because every year, St. B's and Cornball are typically the same weekend, so we're never able to venture out there, and they're never able to come over this way either.
Here we go. 9 games, unlimited home run. Everyone plays everyone.
So how many teams are like typically in it? Is it just 10 teams?
I guess it'd just be the 10 teams, right? So that's from Collins. Okay. So yeah, that sounds like a good time. So what's the beef? What with the 2 festival tournaments? What's the beef?
I don't know. I mean, every time it's always, well, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do what we do in our tournament or something like that. I don't understand it. When honestly, the more I think about it, yes, the rules for them are completely different, but I feel like the cornboil translates a lot better to St. B's than St. B's does to the cornboil. I mean, unlimited home runs, you have this huge field, you're swinging out of your shoes. I mean, you can go as hard as you want, damn near every swing. I mean, once you do that in cornboil, I mean, them inning enders, they'll sneak up on you real quick after them 3 home runs. So, like I said, I don't know the beef. I think it's always funny when they say that they'd come over and smoke us and all this other shit. I'm like, well, I mean, what are we waiting on? Like, stop talking about it and just come over this way then, and we'll go over that way. So,
yeah, we need to. So if we were to do a game, would you do it 1 game, your rules, 1 game, their rules, and then
yeah,
game? I don't know.
I guess you would have to, right? Like a 3. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they would go about that, but I think that would be the best way. That, or hopefully next year we can just figure out to switch up a weekend or something like that to where we can go over there and they come over here.
Or that'd be a good way to do it.
You know what I mean? We play in theirs one weekend, they play in ours, and
why don't we just set up like a 5-game World Series type thing where your home field is the Cornboil, their home field St. B's. You guys get 2 home games, they get 2 home games. We flip a coin for the final one.
That's not a bad idea.
If it goes that far.
That's not. I mean, like I said, at the same time, I don't give a shit that much either. like I mean, I'm still hurting. I pulled my hamstring first to home we're up 15 or 20 in the last game, and Butters is over there on third base, fucking moving his arm around. I'm like, dude, what do you mean go home? And I hit that third, and it's fucking blown tire, and I'm still hurting. Hamstring is still hurting. So, like I said, it's gonna take a minute before I even think about playing softball. I can't even swing a golf club right now, let alone swing a softball bat. So,
old Butters with the windmill going.
So, dude, what the hell? But, you know, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes, like he says. So,
total random off subject, but Red Tucker just texted me and said WSL just banned all Suncoast bats
today.
Yeah, that's what he did right now. I guess that's what he just texted me.
So, what are they that hot?
They're pretty hot. The blue one is that Austin Doll. the one that you trip banned, it's definitely a lightning rod.
Yeah.
Better than a 220 bat?
It's a 240.
I know, but you're allowed to use 220s in WSL. Is it better than a 220?
Probably.
Okay. All right. Oh, Roger Foster confirmed. That's Roger Foster there. WSL just banned the Suncoast. Okay.
I've got 3 in my bag.
Yeah, it does suck. What else you got, Hayes? You got anything else?
I'm sure I do have a shit ton to say, but
let's talk about this thing about going around with this Bengals bet from a couple years ago.
Oh.
Or last year, the playoffs or something like that.
What was it?
I don't know, whatever Chad Loveless been posting.
Oh. Well, I don't see. Look. All right, here's my thing. Matt, I've always liked the dude. You know what I mean? I've never had a bad word to say about him. He ain't never done me wrong, but I've always heard. You know what I mean? You've always heard the shit, but like I said, he's never done me no wrong. He's always been cool as shit to me. I like the guy. I can just go off what I see, and what I see is he's the one that made that bet with Chad, and then Chad tried keeping it low and friendly when it came to dollars, and he said, "Fuck it, let's make it a stack." So of course, Chad being Chad is going to say, "Yeah," and sure enough, what the Bengals do? They made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, plain and simple. After that, I don't know what was said, whether he was like, "No, keep your money," and he took that seriously. But I've also heard some shady shit that Matt said and done, and I don't even know if that's true, as far as like him having cancer and all this other stuff. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that because, like I said, I don't want to make nobody upset. But
yeah, I don't know the story. I just keep seeing Chad posting memories and
you know, like I said, I try staying out of it, and it should just be like, bro, you ain't getting your money. let that shit go. It sucks to suck, man, but I think everybody already knows the story. You don't need to post it no more. Like, let it just go, you know.
So you're saying that the Bengals wouldn't make the playoffs? That was the bet?
Yeah, Matt said that Matt said he's a Bengals fan, but the Bengals aren't going to make the playoffs last year, and blah 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 blah. And Chad was like, "Well, let's bet whatever on." He was like, "Make it $1,000," and he was like, "All right, cool." And then time came to collect, and then it was, "Let me delete you and mute you, and I don't want to hear anything from you no more." So, but
has anybody ever paid a Facebook bet? Has that ever happened? No.
Oh, a Facebook bet?
Yeah. Has anybody ever paid? I don't think so.
No. I mean, does anybody? I mean, no. The only time you pay a bet is when you're at the bar. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and it's how it works. You know, that's the only time I've ever paid up a bet, at least. But hey, who said I hit it with a broomstick?
Roger Foster.
Roger, I ain't got shit to say to you. I ain't seen you in probably 3 years, and I'm just gonna tell you to sit and spin on that one, buddy. So, hit with a broomstick. You should have seen this past weekend, 12 for 13. Couldn't get me out. It's unreal. I just roll off the couch and do this shit.
I think it's a compliment. I think he's saying you can hit it with a broomstick.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, I thought he said I hit it with. Okay, well, man, yeah. Sorry, Raj. I take everything I just said back. You're the greatest ever. Did he also say I could hit it with an Easton hammer, the best hitter in the park?
No, that was Strider.
Oh, fuck, of course. Hey, Strider, love you, buddy. Appreciate you. You ain't lying either.
What kind of competition do y'all have down at the Corn Boil?
That's another thing. We need to get better competition. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk down to anybody, but it's usually below not average ball players. I don't know. So like the one team we played, like Timmy Bacon. You remember Timmy Bacon?
Yeah.
Timmy Bacon, but they're all older now. Matt Wendell. You know, like the team that we beat in the finals. Usually they give us a little bit of a game. We hate Tony Parker, Dan Ballinger. They got a good team, but we beat them 21-1 in the finals. Like, one run, that's all they could score. Come on.
Who'd you have pitching?
Cook.
Wow. There you go.
What do you mean? I mean, come on, bro.
I listen. I don't disagree with you. But for whatever reason, people are intimidated by him like no other.
I think it's because they know if they hit it at him, he will snap you off. And also it's weird seeing a 5'2" short, fat, chubby kid talk shit and do cartwheels, and I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Like I said, but the competition, that's another thing. I just would wish that more teams would get into it. Like I remember that TCS team, they played in it last year, and they didn't like the way we ran our mouths, so they got all butthurt and called us douchebags and said that this and that. And I was hoping they'd get in this year, because every time I see them posting that they had a great weekend and all this and that, and I was like, well, come see how great you got, man. Let's do a little comparison and see if you guys have gotten that good, because last year you called us douchebags and you didn't like us. So I was hoping you'd show up again and see what happened. But I guess they went down to that major world tournament, whatever. 1 and 2 suck. Sorry, boys.
What up? What's going on, guys?
We're just listening to Hayes talk shit, mostly.
That's Zach? Oh, yeah.
What up, D-Lo?
What up with it?
Not shit, brother.
King shit talker, man.
Used to be.
So D-Lo, you and Quality Tire had a nice little weekend in Indianapolis.
Yeah, we played some good close games, man. They were fun. The young guys are there. We got a good group of young guys.
Well, Damon Moore ain't young.
Damon plays like he's 21 though.
That is true.
Damon's a different 35-year-old.
I saw he won tournament MVP.
Yeah, I think he made 2 outs, and I think it was 1 out. One of them was like a sack fly, but he don't really get out that much for real. I like Damon. He's a leadoff, and he's a veteran type leadoff, but he's still fast, super fast.
Fast as shit.
Yeah.
So I saw you guys won the rec division. What's the difference? How do they do sanctioning? Is it just you put a team in, they decide, or is there a certain amount of chips, or how does it work?
BSC is a certain amount of chips. So like rec is like C through E mixed, but you're gonna get a lot more like D and C teams if they were U-Trip. If you can't have no more than 4 others, which are non-black players, and you can't have like a C or a higher. I mean, you can't have nobody above a C player, if you get what I'm saying. Like B or higher, you can't use those.
Okay. But so how do you decide if somebody's black or not?
Ha! If they can cook chicken. No. At the beginning of the season, though, they let you use anybody. Like we was allowed to use BB at the beginning of the season before he played any type of conference ball this year. They'll let him play rec until he plays like 2 conference tournaments. Then he's considered comp on the circuit.
So say somebody protests a guy saying that he's not black. How do you prove that he's black?
Oh, that's a good question. What's crazy is they'll go into like you got to have some type of relative that's black in your family and you're considered black. Like it's weird, and it's not like a married in. You got to have like a blood type of relation to that person.
So how do you prove it though? Like if you're in Columbus, Georgia, how are you going to prove it if somebody protested?
That I don't know. I think they go off birth certificate. I don't know. I think they ran into that problem like
23andMe.
That's crazy. I ain't never really got that far. I gotta ask them next weekend and see what they say about that.
I mean, my daughter's black, so do I qualify?
Well,
100% you're black.
Well, sure. Yeah, I don't know. You've been playing on the circuit so long, though. They'll just
right, but I just want to see if I don't have to check that other just one more time.
No, your daughter's another. You're still a white boy. So
okay.
You better bring that. You better bring that 23andMe if you ever think about pulling some shit.
Gotcha.
But I think they check birth certificates and everything. I think it happened a couple years ago where a team brought like 6 or 7 others, and they all passed because they were related. They had some type of black origin in their family. But they brought proof, so I guess they knew they were going to get protested.
You guys have your BSC World coming up in Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah, that's next week.
Tell us a little bit about that.
The World, you want to know as far as like the experience or?
So typically, how many teams? Columbus, Georgia is what, about 8.5 hour drive?
Yep, it's about 8.5 hour drive for us. It's about. The rec's going to carry at least 70 to 80 teams itself. The comp's gonna carry maybe 15. The women's, you gotta add the women's and the 50 and the 55 and 60. It's gotta be close to 200 teams in there at least total out of all
If
divisions.
you've never experienced the BSC World in Columbus, Georgia, you're missing out because it is an atmosphere like no other.
Top tier. Yeah. Rhino, you've been playing a while, man. You've been playing since I was a kid. Used to run around with a quality tire uniform taking home run balls. Zach would have been pissed at me.
Yeah. Yeah, the Me Find Me days, man. Those were they were good times, man. It was an eye-opening experience the first time I went down to Chattanooga, but I wouldn't have traded. I met some of the best people I've ever met in my life were met playing with Me Find Me, so I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Word.
So, is it just the music? Is it the food, or what's going on with it?
It's just the vibe. You've got music playing constantly. You've got food vendors all over the place outside of the complex. It's just everybody's family down there, man. You've got 200 teams, and I've been down there to the World probably 6 or 7 times, and I've never seen an altercation ever.
Yeah, you never see any altercations at Worlds at all. Like, that's crazy. But it'd be a lot of shit talking. Worlds is like Hayes played it too. I think when I was like 16 or 17, you played with us too. The shit talking is different. You got to be able to take that.
I played up in Chicago.
Yeah, yep, I remember that. I was just starting out softball.
Yeah, that was with Tony. Tony was is he still coaching?
Yeah, he coaches a 50 and over team, man. They don't lose.
Tough, man.
It's a good time, man. The balls are so super fun to hit, you know.
They changed that.
Yeah, they changed that. Yeah.
They don't use the rocks no more.
No, they use U-Trip Gold Dot Extremes or some shit like that.
Ah, okay.
And DeMarini Razos or whatever they're called.
Well, they need to bring them rocks back because those are fun.
Well, with these bats, they gonna kill somebody, man.
Yeah. I already know.
They gonna kill somebody, and then I ain't gonna say they allow cut bats on the circuit, but I mean that's pretty much what's going on out there. And one of those bats, these newer bats on those balls is crazy because those rock balls, they used to feel like they were soft.
Yeah, the outer side they are soft. They were like almost squishy, man. But they just came off the bat, unreal.
Yeah. You don't play no more, Hayes?
Here and there, not like I used to, not even close to, but you know, every once in a while I like getting out and running my mouth and just the competition.
Right.
So, what are the difference in rules between rec and comp?
The home run rule, for sure, in comp is like 10 home runs, and then there are outs, and then rec is 3 home runs and they're outs. Comp. I mean, I don't think there's no difference. Besides rec, you can only have 2 comp players that haven't played comp. It's weird. You got to Rhino. It's kind of hard to explain, but.
So do they not bid on home runs anymore in comp?
Do they not what? Oh, bid on them? No,
Yeah.
No. It's straight 10 home runs.
So they got rid of the 5 to 10 rule.
Yeah. It's straight 10 home runs, then they're outs. And
so it's not ending in rec.
It's ending in rec, not in comp. And rec is going to end the inning. 3 then ends the inning. And then I think the difference is in comp, they're bat testing as soon as they start the tournament. So if they hit middle or something like that, they don't got to take their bat and get it tested. In rec, you hit the middle. As soon as you hit the middle, even if it touches the glove, they take the bat. Stuff like that.
Yeah, even if the pitcher makes a play on it, they're going to take your bat.
Yeah, they're taking your bat just to check it. There's really no difference besides the consistency of those hitters in comp. Those guys just, pretty much conference guys like Primetime, Pace, and all them. I'm sure you played against a couple of them guys, so you know how consistent it is at that level. Yeah. That's about the only difference. The rec I think it's more competitive because it's a free-for-all. So it makes it more fun. You don't know who's going to win what weekend, stuff like that.
Who are some of the better teams in the rec division?
The rec division. There's a team called the Mafia. I think they're out of Tennessee. They number 1. That's the only team up in the top 10 that we couldn't beat yet. I don't want to give it to the Cool Cats, man. But for some reason, they always a decent team. They suck, but they decent. I hate them.
We had them beat last year, and I don't know who the hell you had in right field, but it was a disaster.
That was Jordan, but he's got a team called Karma, man. They're like number 3 in points. They're a nice team too. Who else is nice in the rec? There's I don't know if you remember from last year. They were called Juice. They're decent.
Yeah.
There's a few decent teams. There's Black Magic. I forgot. I know there's a couple teams that's disgusting, like the Mafia. That's the team we just can't get over the hump with. I don't even feel like anybody else is nice on the circuit besides us, but the Mafia is. You got to watch them play. They're just a weird team. They're like an Amish team.
Black Amish?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. I'm just using that as an example, but it was like they're like an Amish team. Like they just hit. Like it's just like all they do.
Run, play defense.
Huh?
They run, play defense, hit.
Yeah. And the circuit's a little faster too than like local ball, so the game's moving faster. So you got to be, and those guys are quick. And they got this pitcher, man, that switches his hand on his glove, pitches. That's different.
I'm telling you, you see some wild stuff, and you hear some different one-liners on the circuit. It's
the one-liners are crazy.
It's pretty funny.
Circuit's fun, man.
Oh, it was a blast. I was real disappointed when they went to adding the 35 and 40 divisions. I thought that took away from some of the rec teams.
Yeah, it definitely did. The 40, cool. I feel like 40, yeah. The 35 is definitely ruined it. Definitely ruined it because we got people like Damon and J-Mo and EJ, Quiz, Doubtful. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? But they're well in their 40s. I hope they don't be mad at that.
So you got a pretty good team going down there this year then?
Yeah, man. I still need a pitcher. I posted it earlier. I still need a pitcher. But I got the same guys we just took to Indianapolis. They pretty much the same people we had all year. I just need a pitcher. My 3 pitchers can't make it, which is crazy. Jesse, Paniato, and the Michael Jackson guy. That was my 3 pitchers. I reached out to you.
R.I.P.
Still working on it.
You said R.I.P.?
Trying to guilt trip her.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, R.I.P.
No.
It's the Black Circus. She should come on. Chip's gonna be down there.
I know the whole family's going down, so she's getting pressure from both sides. So we'll see.
You know what I'm saying? Tell her we got one other spot, and it's a pitcher. I mean, what else? I get a weekend full of softball at the Black Circuit. I don't know.
She's worried about her daughter missing school and whether her daughter's dad's gonna actually come get her or not. That's the holdup.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So we're trying to get confirmation that he's actually going to come and grab her, but so we'll see. Hopefully we find out tonight, and I can shoot you a text.
There's official notice from Brittany about the Suncoast getting banned.
Damn, WSL just banned them?
Yep.
Oh, wow. What was the purpose of letting them play the whole season?
Yeah.
Just to ban them before Worlds. They're going to be under fire for that.
Yep.
I mean, like, how good are these bats? Are they that much better than what people have been swinging forever? Like,
just get you an Easton tantrum, man. That's all you need.
Them tantrums are gas.
Yeah, just get you an Easton tantrum. Those are fun.
Throw a tantrum. Wah.
So, yeah, how about that? Gonzo. I don't know what any of these numbers mean, but I'm sure somebody does. So 240 bats were hotter than the 220 bats. How about that?
So the rumor was that blue Austin Dahl Suncoast was the same technology they used for the senior bats.
The blue Austin Dahl Suncoast. The what? So they banned that bat?
Yeah.
Oh shit. You can have that bat back too. That's 2 bats. That's 2 Suncoasts that I done got, and I can't use them. I don't understand.
You allowed to use them on the circuit?
Nah. Whatever U-Trip bans, the circuit's going to ban. That's all they're going to do. They ban the CEs. Well, they banned everything. Like I said, anything U-Trip ban, they ban. So you can't use whatever U-Trip can't use.
Right.
Terrible.
It's
Timmy Bacon say,
What?
Oh, there's comments on here, man.
I think the cornball should go back to the way it was about 2 C players, everyone else did earlier.
Take Papa no. Hey, I would take Bob's dad. Ain't that his name, Bobby?
Yeah,
I'm reading all
unfortunately,
these comments.
I still think he's a B chip.
Oh yeah. Does he play B this year though?
He
No.
hasn't played in 5 years probably. He plays 50 and over.
Oh yeah. Well, he should play with Tony Scott now, man. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, the A's got a good team.
Thing about the circuit is, man, it's all about it's all about who you know and what you can get away with. So you know what I'm saying. There's been times people done snuck players on there. So even if he was a B chip, as long as nobody knows him in rec, damn, they're good. Be honestly, being all the way real with you.
He's C now. C or C plus. Oh, that's Bobby right here. He's C plus. That's straight from Bobby.
There you go, Bobby. Black Circuit, Columbus, Georgia.
This weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
See you there.
Burst just wants his crown back from Collins. Yeah, they stole the crown, man. Legacy stole the quality tire crown.
They steal every jersey.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm sorry nobody wants to say it, but I don't even play no more. Come on, man. Didn't Grizzy, didn't Caleb Hawkins, all them boys already wear the red jersey with the blue on it and whatnot? Them jerseys already been done. Stop giving them credit when they've already been done.
So, who is these people? Does it says Facebook user for you guys too? Because I can't see.
Yeah, which one you want? I'll tell you what it says. Who said it?
I was just reading them all. They all say I was just seeing who was who.
Yeah.
We beat y'all last year. Don't forget so easy. Oh man.
Alrighty. Anything else, boys? Get it all out. Feel better?
Never.
Never.
Zach, who you taking the Z-Fly? Who you think the St. B's team can take the Cornboil team, or what we got?
I'm going with Cornboil.
I don't even know who's on the St. B's team.
Well, which one? Are you talking about the third place team or the team that won it?
Yeah, no. So look, that's the next gripe. Shouldn't it have to be the team that even won it? You know what I mean? Like, so the teams that talk all this shit for St. B's, they didn't even win the tournament. Like, it don't make no sense. How you the best team in the tournament, but you don't even win the tournament?
What's St. B's? I never played in that.
Exactly.
The one pitch tournament out east somewhere. I've never played in it. Never been invited.
Never ever. I always hear about it, and I never ever played it. And I played in the Cornboil before, like one time. And that's fun.
Yeah, I'll go with my Cornboil guys.
Come on, Loud Pack Thursday.
Loud Pack Thursday.
Yeah, I'm a West Side guy, so I got to stick with the West Side people.
So, and there was this thing about Tommy's team lost on purpose or something.
Yeah, that's what it said. Young boys won. Tommy's team lost on purpose, so we couldn't win.
Yeah, like teams losing on purpose. Like, who does that? Loses on purpose.
Pure speculation. We don't have that's true enough. But I do trust you, Bobby. All right, I guess that's it. Unless you guys got something else.
So you want to talk about Columbus?
We can. It was loaded to the gills, like One Nation always is, and I don't have any issue with that. We went 2-2. I think Tiger went either 3-2 or 4-2, and it was New York, Tennessee, and somebody else in the finals. So no big surprises there in the C. We were on the big fields, which we're not really built for, so we played a 4-man. Actually worked out pretty well. If we would have hit a little bit, we would have made a decent little run. That's all I got.
Yeah, I saw Tiger Fitness D team. Red said they didn't do very well up there either, so they didn't hit.
Yeah, that turf's tough, man. It's a different game, and nobody ever believes that, but it is.
So I hear is One Nation like a new WSL where everybody like plays down a level?
I wouldn't say everybody. I would say WSL is like half level. I would say One Nation is quarter. I guess is the way I.
That makes sense.
And that's just based on U-Trip, which it's who's to say what's right and what's wrong. So
we're
yeah. So I like One Nation. I like WSL. I like DSL. I mean, play where you fit in.
Yeah, I love WSL until they just banned my bat.
Yeah, that's different. I didn't expect them to do that. I mean, it's at the end of the season. What's the point?
It's been sitting in my bag all year long. Hasn't been used. I figured I could use it in the world.
Did the press release say like effective immediately, or is it at a certain time?
It did. Effective immediately.
Damn. Well,
Guess I gotta get with Stephen Smith, and he's gonna get my returns.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, so I bought these bats from. And I can't even use them.
Oh.
You done got.
Yeah. Call me Chad Lovelace.
Oh, relax.
All right, I'm out of here.
Oh man.
You guys.
All right.
Later.
Have a good night, everybody.